If my feet started burning every single night to the point that I couldn't even sleep, here's exactly what I would do first. Not because I think that there's one answer for every single person, but because after spending years helping people with neuropathy, I've learned that the biggest mistake is often only focusing on the burning instead of asking why. So the first thing that I would do is stop asking, how do I get rid of this burning? Instead, I would start to ask the question, why are my nerves crying out for help? Because burning isn't the problem, it's the message. Your nerves are trying to tell you that something isn't right. Imagine that your smoke detector's going off. You could just take the batteries out. The noise would stop instantly, right? But the fire would still be there, and that's the main problem. That's exactly how I think about neuropathy. The symptom is real, but I would want to understand what's actually causing it. The next thing I would do is I would start looking for things that are actually keeping my nerves from healing. Is my blood sugar out of control? Am I deficient in important nutrients like vitamin B12? Is my circulation poor? Am I dealing with chronic inflammation? Or could some of the medications that I'm on actually be contributing to this? And lastly, is something putting constant stress or pressure on those nerves? Because if I never actually address the reason that the nerves are struggling, I'm only chasing the symptoms. Then after this, I would focus on creating the best possible environment for my nerves to heal. Because here's what I believe, and you probably already know this after watching some of my videos. God has designed our body with the ability to heal. The question is are we giving it every reasonable chance that it can to heal? That might mean eating an anti-inflammatory diet. That might look like reducing sugar and ultra-processed foods that can actually fuel inflammation. Also making sure that I'm getting enough protein and the nutrients that my nerves need to function correctly. I'd look at improving my sleep because healing doesn't happen when we're constantly exhausted. I would start moving my body more, as much as I can safely, so that I can start to naturally improve and increase my body's circulation. And depending on my situation, I would also look into technologies or therapies that are designed to support the body's natural healing process. Some of these could be shockwave therapy, infrared, far infrared therapy, electrical stimulation, regenerative medicine. And what these technologies do is they naturally decrease inflammation, they increase blood flow to that area there, which starts to bring oxygen and nutrients to those nerves that they desperately need. And of course, all of this depends on if you're an appropriate candidate for that care. And it's not like one treatment would just fix everything within my body. My goal wouldn't be just to find a miracle cure. My goal would be to remove as many obstacles to healing as possible. Because here's something that I believe. There's no single therapy that heals a nerve. Healing happens when you remove the obstacles that are working against your body. And then you give your body what it needs to actually repair. And the last thing that I would do is I would ask myself one important question. Is my neuropathy getting worse? Because neuropathy usually doesn't just stop on its own. Today it might be burning, tomorrow it might be numbness, and then eventually balance problems show up, stability issues, difficulty walking, then fear of falling. You see, I would rather address this while my body still has the greatest opportunity to recover. Not because I'm afraid, but because prevention is where it's at. You may have noticed something interesting about this video. None of my questions started with, what medication should I take? Instead, every one of them started with understanding what my body actually needed in order to heal. I believe that's where every healthcare journey should begin. That's why my mission has never been about simply covering up the symptoms. My mission is to help people understand why their nerves are struggling, remove as many obstacles to healing, and giving the body what it needs in order to do what it was designed to do, which is heal. Because when you support the body's healing environment, you're giving yourself the greatest opportunity to restore function, reduce pain, and reclaim your quality of life. That doesn't mean that every single person is going to get the exact same outcome, but I believe that every single person deserves to find out what their body is still capable of. So if your feet are burning every single night, please don't ignore it. Your body is trying to tell you something. Listen to it, ask the right questions, look for the cause. Support your body's natural ability to heal. Because hope doesn't begin when you find the right pill. Hope begins when you understand what your body has been trying to tell you all along. If this video has helped you in any way, share this with someone who's dealing with exactly what we're talking about. And if you appreciate honest guidance about neuropathy, knee pain, and helping your body to heal naturally, I'd love to have you subscribe, because I'm going to continue to share what I would do personally if I was facing the same challenges that my patients are facing every single day.